Many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22:14. If you're watching this video, it's no accident. There's no such thing as coincidence for the chosen ones. You were guided here, drawn to this message because deep down, you already know there's something special about you. You've always felt it, haven't you? A sense of purpose, a weight on your shoulders that others don't seem to carry. You might not have fully understood it before, but you've always known you're meant for something greater. This video isn't for everyone. This is for the chosen ones, the rare individuals with a divine purpose here on earth. If you're not one of the chosen, now's the time to step away. The truths shared here will only resonate with those who've been called for something bigger. For everyone else, these words will have no impact. But for you, the chosen, they'll be like keys that unlock doors you were always meant to walk through. Before we dive deeper, I need you to do 3 things. Hit that like button, subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and drop a comment with the number 11. It's a signal to the universe. Your energy, your faith, your readiness will amplify the power of this message. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal could change the entire direction of your spiritual journey. These are the truths that will help you protect your spirit and walk your path with strength, wisdom, and divine protection. You can't afford to ignore these lessons. Your mission is too significant, and the challenges you face are too great to face unprepared. Now, let's begin. The importance of secrecy. As someone chosen for a unique path, there are things you need to keep to yourself. You might already sense this deep down. People around you can feel there's something different about you. Some will be drawn to your light, while others may feel threatened by it. Not everyone has your best interests in mind, and not everyone will understand your journey. That's why it's crucial to learn the value of secrecy. Not in the sense of dishonesty, but in knowing what to share and with whom. This skill is essential for your protection, both spiritually and emotionally. There are certain truths, insights, and even vulnerabilities that are meant to be kept for yourself, or shared only with a trusted few. Why is that? Because not everyone will understand. Some may mock, others may doubt. And even worse, some may twist your words and use them against you. Those chosen for a higher purpose are often misunderstood, and in that misunderstanding lies danger. Jesus himself warned, "Do not give what is holy to dogs, nor cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you in pieces." Matthew 7:6. As someone chosen, you carry pearls, wisdom, gifts, and a spiritual calling that not everyone is ready for or will respect. It's important to protect these treasures. You're not meant to share every detail of your journey or every insight you gain with people who are not on the same level. Discernment should guide you in every conversation and interaction. Secret 1. Protect your spiritual insights. Your spiritual insights are sacred. Not every revelation you receive is meant to be shared openly, especially with those who are spiritually unaware. As someone chosen for a higher purpose, you will receive wisdom and understanding that others might find confusing or even laughable. This doesn't mean you're wrong. It simply means they're not yet ready to comprehend what has been revealed to you. Consider the prophets throughout history. They often spoke in parables or kept certain truths hidden until the right time. Why? Because they understood the gravity of what they carried. Revealing these divine insights too soon, or to the wrong people, can lead to ridicule, persecution, and even spiritual attacks. You must treat your spiritual revelations like treasures. They are not meant for casual conversations or to satisfy the curiosity of others. Your insights are divine gifts, meant to guide and strengthen you on your journey. When shared carelessly, these precious truths can be diminished or, worse, distorted and used against you. Let me clarify. This doesn't mean you should never share your wisdom. There will be times when the Spirit prompts you to speak, and you'll feel in your heart when the moment is right. But until that time comes, protect your insights with care. Trust your intuition. The divine has entrusted you with this wisdom for a reason, and part of that reason is to safeguard it until it can be shared at the proper time and place. If you've ever felt misunderstood after sharing something deeply spiritual, this is why. The world isn't ready for everything you know. The path of the chosen one is not easy, and part of the challenge comes from holding knowledge that others aren't prepared to understand. But that's okay. You're not here to convince everyone. You're here to fulfill your mission, and part of that mission is knowing when to remain silent. Secret 2. Protect your vulnerabilities. The second secret to keep as someone chosen for a special purpose is to guard your vulnerabilities. Yes, even those who are chosen have their weaknesses. While you may feel divinely guided, remember that you're still human, and humans are naturally susceptible to moments of doubt, fear, and exhaustion. However, these vulnerabilities should not be shared with everyone. Why? Because not everyone will respond with kindness or understanding. In fact, many will exploit your weak moments to attack you spiritually or emotionally. We live in a world where energy is as valuable as currency. When you expose your vulnerabilities to the wrong people, you risk being drained. Spiritual parasites exist, and they are attracted to the light of those chosen for greater purposes, not because they admire it, but because they want to snuff it out. You need to be discerning about who you allow into your inner circle. There are people who will appear supportive in front of you, only to undermine you behind your back. These are the people who will exploit your weaknesses if they know where your cracks are. This isn't to say that you should hide your humanity completely. We all need moments of connection and the presence of trusted individuals who can witness us at our most vulnerable and still offer love and support. But those people are rare. They are not the masses. They are the ones you discover through prayer, the divine guidance, and careful testing. Don't give your heart away too easily. Take Jesus as an example. In his final moments, he didn't open up his fears and struggles to the crowd. He took only his closest disciples to the Garden of Gethsemane. Even then, he knew the importance of keeping certain things private during his most vulnerable hours. Learn from this. Share your burdens only with those who have proven themselves worthy of your trust. Keep your inner sanctum protected from those who might use your pain for their own benefit. You, the chosen one, are on a sacred mission. The insights and vulnerabilities you carry are precious, and they aren't meant for just anyone. As you move forward on your journey, remember this: not all ears are prepared to listen, and not all hearts are capable of understanding. Protect what has been entrusted to you. Guard your spirit with the wisdom to know that some things are meant to stay private. Secret 3. Protect your energy. Let's talk about your energy for a moment. Have you ever noticed how people are drawn to you almost as if they can sense something unique about you? That's because, as someone chosen for a higher purpose, your energy is different. You carry a light within you that others may not fully comprehend, but they can feel it. This is both a blessing and a challenge. Your energy is your spiritual currency. It's the fuel that drives your divine mission. However, there are people, and even spiritual entities, who will try to drain that energy. These are the ones who always seem to need something from you, but offer nothing in return. They come to you with their problems, their negativity, their drama, constantly pulling from your spiritual reserves. They see the light within you, and instead of being inspired to find their own, They try to take yours. It's no coincidence that you feel drained after certain interactions. That's not just in your head. It's your spirit signaling to you that someone is depleting your energy. Now, understand this. You are under no obligation to give your energy to everyone. Yes, you are called to serve, but you also need to be discerning. Not everyone who seeks your energy deserves it. Some people are only there to take, to consume, and leave you empty. That's why guarding your energy is one of the most crucial secrets for someone chosen for a higher purpose. Without it, you'll find yourself worn out, weakened, and unable to fulfill the mission you've been entrusted with. So, how do you protect your energy? First, recognize when you're being drained. Pay attention to how your body, emotions, and spirit feel when you experience that heavy, exhausted feeling after being around someone. It's a clear sign the divine has blessed you with intuition. Use it. If someone consistently leaves you feeling worse than before, they aren't helping you grow spiritually. It's time to distance yourself. Second, master the art of saying no. As someone chosen for a greater purpose, you likely have a natural inclination to help, to heal, to guide. That's part of your essence. But even healers need rest. You can't pour from an empty cup. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you wise. It's a boundary that protects your energy, ensuring that you reserve it for those who truly appreciate and need it, and for your own spiritual journey. Third, be selective about who you allow into your inner circle. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. The people closest to you should be those who lift you up, who energize you, and who honor the sacredness of your spiritual path. Surround yourself with individuals who contribute to your growth, not those who leech off your energy for their own benefit. Remember, even Jesus was selective about who he spent time with. He didn't give himself fully to everyone he met. He had his disciples, his closest circle, and even within that group, there were varying levels of intimacy and trust. Learn from this example. Be wise about who you allow into your spiritual and emotional space. Secret 4. Protect your sacred presence. Now, let's dive deeper. Beyond your energy, let's talk about your presence, your very essence. The core of who you are is sacred. This goes beyond just the energy you give off. It's about the space you occupy in the world. Your presence holds weight and purpose. As someone who is chosen for a higher calling, it's crucial to understand the power that comes with that presence. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt the mood change? Or spoken a few words, and suddenly all eyes were on you? That's the magnetism of your presence at work. Whether you realize it or not, you carry an energy that impacts the spaces you enter. This is no accident. It's a part of your divine purpose. But with a powerful presence comes a great responsibility. Not everyone is worthy of sharing space with you. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. As someone chosen for a higher purpose, you've been set apart, and not everyone can handle that. Some people may feel threatened by your presence, others may envy it, and some might try to diminish your light because it challenges their own sense of self. This is why it's crucial to be intentional about the spaces you enter and the people you allow into your world. How can you protect your presence? First, be mindful of the environments you put yourself in. Some places carry negative energy, and as someone who is chosen, you're more sensitive to these energies than most. Entering spaces filled with hostility, jealousy, or spiritual darkness can have a significant impact on you. Your presence might shift the atmosphere, but it can also be targeted by the energies already there. To protect yourself, be discerning about where you go and who you spend time with. Second, remember that your presence is a gift. Not everyone deserves to be in its presence. This isn't about arrogance. It's about guarding the sacredness of who you are. You wouldn't throw a priceless treasure into the mud. So why would you allow your sacred presence into spaces or relationships that diminish your light? Choose wisely. You're not here to be everyone's friend, confidant, or mentor. Your mission is too important for that. Third, embrace the power of solitude. There will be times when you need to withdraw from the world, to recharge, reconnect with the divine, and protect your presence from being overexposed. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's spiritual preservation. In moments of withdrawal, you allow your spirit to renew, receive new insights, and prepare for what lies ahead. Don't shy away from taking time for yourself. It's essential. Think about how often Jesus withdrew from the crowds to pray alone. He understood the importance of solitude in maintaining his spiritual strength and connection to the Father. If he needed this time, how much more do we? Your presence is powerful, but it also requires protection and renewal. Solitude is the key to maintaining that renewal. Chosen ones, your energy and presence are your most valuable assets. They are the foundation of your spiritual strength, your mission, and your ability to make a lasting impact on the world. But they are also fragile. If left unprotected, you must guard your energy with wisdom and discernment. Treat your presence as the sacred gift it is, and not everyone deserves access to you, and not every environment is conducive to your growth. By setting boundaries, practicing discernment, and embracing solitude, you protect the core of who you are. This ensures you're fully equipped to fulfill your divine mission. Secret Vive, the power of silence. As someone chosen for a higher purpose, silence is one of your greatest strengths. In a world that thrives on constant noise, where everyone is fighting to be heard, there's tremendous power in choosing when to remain quiet. This doesn't mean living in secrecy or never speaking your truth. It simply means knowing when to speak and when to hold your peace. There's a reason why the greatest spiritual leaders of history often spoke very little. Silence carries its own unique, almost divine energy. In silence, you can connect with the spiritual realm in ways that words cannot. Think about it. How many times have you regretted something you said in haste or frustration? Words are powerful. They can build or destroy. And once they're out, they can never be taken back. But silence? Silence offers you a space to reflect, to think deeply, and to recharge your energy. When you choose to stay silent, especially in moments when others expect a reaction from you, you're taking control of your own energy. In silence, you gain wisdom. You start to observe more clearly, understand deeper meanings, and see beyond the emotional triggers that typically drive us to react. Silence as a shield. As someone chosen for a special purpose, there will be times when others try to provoke you, challenge your beliefs, or question your spiritual journey. In those moments, silence can be your greatest shield. When you resist the urge to engage with negativity or fuel conflict, you're protecting your peace and preserving your energy. Not every battle is yours to fight. And sometimes, the wisest choice is to say nothing at all. Consider this. Jesus remained silent before his accusers. Despite being questioned and mocked, he chose silence over defending himself. Why? Because he knew his mission didn't require the approval of the world. He was confident in his purpose and the truth he carried. As someone chosen, you must adopt this same mindset. You don't need to justify yourself to those who don't understand your path. Let them talk. Let them question. But respond with silence. By doing so, you maintain control over your spiritual energy. When to speak and when to stay silent. Let's get one thing straight. There will be times when you'll be called to speak, when you feel compelled to share your wisdom or stand up for a cause that's worth fighting for. When that happens, don't hesitate. But it's important to know the difference between being called to speak and reacting out of emotion. So, how do you know when to speak up and when to stay silent? The key is discernment. Before responding, especially in emotionally charged situations, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Will my words bring light? Or will they just add to the negativity? Is my response aligned with my purpose? Or am I simply reacting to someone else's ignorance or hostility? More often than not, silence is the most powerful response. In silence, you preserve your dignity, your energy, and your focus. You refuse to let the opposition have control over you. And most importantly, you create space for divine wisdom to guide your next move. Secret 6. The power of discretion. Discretion goes hand in hand with silence, but it operates on a deeper level. It's about knowing what to reveal and what to keep to yourself. As someone on a higher path, there are parts of your life, your spiritual journey, and your mission that need to stay private. This isn't about fear or secrecy. It's about understanding that not everything is meant to be shared with the world. We live in a time where oversharing has become the norm. Social media, constant communication, and the desire for validation push people to disclose every detail of their lives. But for those on a sacred path, this can be dangerous. Your spiritual journey is personal, and not everyone needs to be a part of it. Why discretion matters? Discretion serves as a shield against unnecessary spiritual attacks. When you share too much about your plans, struggles, and victories, you open the door for others to interfere with your journey. Some may act out of jealousy, others out of ill intent, and some might cause harm without even realizing it. Think of your spiritual path as a fragile plant. It needs time to grow, to take root, and to become strong before it can handle life's challenges. If you expose it too soon, it becomes vulnerable to the elements, the wind, the rain, or even to those who might unknowingly step on it. Your journey is no different. Until you're fully grounded in your purpose, it's crucial to be careful about what you share and with whom. This doesn't mean you should keep everything to yourself. There will be moments when sharing your experiences can inspire others, or when you're prompted by the Spirit to reveal parts of your journey. But those moments should be led by divine wisdom, not the desire for attention or approval. Protecting your spiritual progress. Discretion is especially vital when it comes to your spiritual growth. As you evolve, you'll encounter moments of revelation, breakthroughs, and divine clarity. These are valuable gifts meant to guide you on your path. However, not everyone is ready to understand or appreciate what you've been given. Sharing these insights too soon can result in misunderstanding, ridicule, or even spiritual attacks. Both in the physical and spiritual realms, the enemy thrives on information. The more they know about your journey, your weaknesses, and your intentions, the easier it is for them to disrupt your progress. That's why discretion is so important. Keep your spiritual growth private until the right time for it to be shared. Move in silence and let your success and spiritual power speak for themselves. Discretion in relationships. Discretion also plays a key role in your relationships. As someone chosen for a higher purpose, you'll connect with others who share a similar spiritual journey, and these relationships are crucial for your personal growth. However, not every connection needs to be showcased or publicly acknowledged. Some relationships should remain private, even sacred, because they are divinely guided for a specific reason. This is especially true in romantic relationships. As someone on a chosen path, you may find that people are drawn to your light, but not all of them are aligned with your mission. Be selective about who you let into your inner circle and who you trust with your deepest truths. Practicing discretion in your relationships helps preserve the sacredness of your bonds and shields them from negative influences and unwanted interference. The power of moving in silence. Now, let's explore the power of moving in silence. This means making decisions, working on your goals, and advancing in your spiritual journey without constantly announcing every step. There is tremendous strength in keeping things quiet because it allows you to grow and build without distractions, interruptions, or unnecessary judgment. When you operate in silence, you create the freedom to focus purely on your mission and your connection with the divine. By moving quietly, you shield yourself from the pressure of outside opinions or expectations. And when the time comes to reveal the results of your work, the impact will speak for itself. Chosen ones, silence and discretion are your spiritual protection. In a world obsessed with noise and oversharing, you must choose a different path. Be thoughtful in your speech, safeguard your spiritual journey, and carefully consider who you invite into your inner circle. Not everything needs to be shared, and not every conflict demands a response. Embracing the strength of silence and discretion allows you to protect your energy, your essence, and your divine purpose. Secret 7. Master your emotions. Emotions are a natural part of being human. As a chosen one, you will experience a wide range of emotions: joy, sorrow, anger, love, frustration, and more. But here's where your journey takes a different turn. You can't allow your emotions to control you. To succeed in your mission, you must learn to take control of them. Mastering your emotions isn't about suppressing them. It's about understanding them. You need to know where your emotions come from, why they arise, and how to channel them in a way that supports your purpose instead of hindering it. This isn't an easy task, but it's essential. Why emotional mastery matters. Why is emotional mastery so critical? Because as a chosen one, you are a spiritual warrior. And just like any warrior, you must stay calm and focused, even in the most intense moments. When emotions take over, you lose your grip. Your judgment becomes clouded, and your ability to make clear, wise decisions fades. The enemy, whether spiritual or physical, feeds off chaos. If you let your emotions rule you, you make yourself vulnerable to manipulation, distractions, and defeat. Consider the story of Moses. Even after he led his people out of Egypt, he still struggled with his emotions. In a moment of frustration, he struck the rock instead of speaking to it as God had instructed. That act of anger cost him the opportunity to enter the promised land. Numbers 27:2. This teaches us that even the most divinely chosen leaders can fall prey to their emotions if they don't learn to control them. How to master your emotions. Mastering your emotions starts with self-awareness. You need to become in tune with your inner world. When you start to feel anger building, sadness weighing you down, or anxiety creeping in, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this? What's at the root of this emotion? Often, our emotions are connected to deeper issues like fears, unresolved trauma, or unmet expectations. By understanding the source of your feelings, you can address the cause instead of just reacting to the emotion itself. The next step is practicing emotional regulation, which is the ability to manage your emotions in a healthy and productive way. It's about responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. When a strong emotion arises, don't act on it immediately. Take a deep breath, center yourself, and ask, what's the wisest way to handle this? This simple pause can save you from making decisions you'll regret later. It's important to remember that mastering your emotions doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing them. In fact, doing so can be harmful. Suppressed emotions don't just go away. They fester and eventually explode. Instead, acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them control your actions. You are the one in charge of your emotions, not the other way around. Channeling emotions for spiritual strength. Your emotions can also serve as a powerful force when channeled correctly. For instance, righteous anger can drive you to create positive change. Anger over injustice can fuel actions that lead to social or spiritual transformation. Similarly, sorrow can deepen your compassion, motivating you to help and uplift those who are suffering. The key is to use your emotions as a tool, not let them control you. When you feel a strong emotion, ask yourself how you can direct it into something constructive. Can your frustration push you to persevere? Can your sadness increase your empathy for others? Can your happiness lift the spirits of those around you? By transforming your emotions into spiritual strength, you maintain control over your path and stay aligned with your higher purpose. Secret 8. Maintaining balance. Balance is the foundation of a chosen one's life. Without it, even the strongest spiritual warrior can falter. Balance is what keeps you grounded, enabling you to navigate the delicate boundary between the spiritual and physical realms without losing yourself in either. But in today's fast-paced and chaotic world, maintaining balance is a challenge. You're constantly being pulled in different directions. Work, relationships, responsibilities, and, of course, your spiritual journey. If you're not careful, you could easily find yourself feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, or disconnected from your higher purpose. How to maintain balance as a chosen one. First and foremost, prioritize your spiritual life. As a chosen one, your spiritual connection is the bedrock of everything you do. Without it, you lose your sense of direction and purpose. No matter how hectic life gets, make time each day for spiritual practices, whether that's prayer, meditation, reflection, or simply sitting in silence. A daily connection with the divine will center you, providing the clarity and strength you need to face the challenges of life. Second, practice self-care. You can't give your best if you're running on empty. Your physical, mental, and emotional health are just as important as your spiritual well-being. Take care of your body through proper nutrition, rest, and exercise. Nurture your mind by setting boundaries, avoiding toxic environments, and engaging in activities that bring you joy and peace. Remember, true balance involves caring for the entire self, not just the spiritual aspect. Third, learn to say no. As a chosen one, people will naturally seek you out, drawn to your wisdom, your light, and your energy. While it's part of your mission to uplift and guide others, you also need to protect yourself from being overextended. You're not responsible for everyone's healing, and you can't fix every problem. Learn when to step in and when to step back. Saying no isn't selfish. It's vital for maintaining your balance. Finally, cultivate a balanced mindset. This means avoiding extremes in any form, whether it's emotions, behaviors, or beliefs. Extremes lead to imbalance. Stay grounded by seeking wisdom from both spiritual and practical sources. Remember, you exist in both the spiritual and physical realms, and each plays a role in your journey. When you focus too much on one and neglect the other, imbalance is inevitable. Balancing relationships. Maintaining balance in your relationships is crucial. As someone with a special purpose, the people you surround yourself with can either support or hinder your spiritual journey. It's important to be around individuals who encourage your growth, understand the significance of your mission, and bring positive energy into your life. At the same time, be mindful of distancing yourself from those who drain your energy or pull you away from your higher purpose. That said, balance doesn't mean cutting ties with everyone who is struggling or in need. It's about understanding how much of yourself you can give without sacrificing your own well-being. You're not meant to be a martyr for everyone else's problems, but you are meant to shine as a light. Balance helps you fulfill this role without losing sight of your own path. Finding balance between solitude and connection. Finally, it's essential to strike a balance between time spent in solitude and time spent connecting with others. As we've discussed, solitude is crucial for your spiritual renewal. It's in these quiet moments that you receive guidance, strength, and clarity from the divine. However, equally important is your connection with others. Your purpose requires you to guide, inspire, and uplift those around you, which means engaging with the world. The key is finding a rhythm that works for you. Spend enough time alone to recharge, but don't completely isolate yourself from others. Your mission requires interaction, and through meaningful connections, your spiritual strength will continue to grow with each experience. Conclusion. Chosen ones, mastering your emotions and maintaining balance are not just personal goals, they are vital to your spiritual survival and growth. Emotional mastery allows you to stay focused and in control, while balance ensures you remain grounded and aligned with your purpose. Remember, you are walking a sacred path, and each step requires awareness, discipline, and grace. By mastering your emotions and living a balanced life, you empower yourself to navigate the world with strength, wisdom, and divine purpose. Secret 9. Protect your spirit. Guard your spirit against negative energies and attacks. As a chosen one, you are more spiritually sensitive than most. You can sense the subtle energies around you, whether they're from people, places, or situations. This heightened sensitivity is a gift, but it also makes you more vulnerable to negative influences. Spiritual attacks, whether from people, environments, or unseen forces, are real. They can show up as emotional exhaustion, confusion, doubt, fear, or even physical illness. That's why protecting your spirit is essential for your well-being and your ability to fulfill your mission. How to protect your spirit. First and foremost, establish a strong connection with the divine. Your relationship with God is your ultimate source of protection. When you align yourself with the divine, you receive guidance, clarity, and a powerful shield that safeguards your spirit. This connection acts as a fortress around you, protecting you from negativity and harmful forces that seek to bring you down. How can you keep this connection alive? Through daily spiritual practices. Prayer, meditation, and reading sacred texts are essential in keeping you aligned with the divine. These practices help ground you in love, light, and wisdom. The more spiritually grounded you are, the less influence external forces have over you. Next, make use of spiritual tools to further enhance your protection. These might include prayer, affirmations, crystals, protective symbols, or simply calling on divine help. One of the most powerful prayers for protection is the Lord's Prayer, which Jesus gave us to shield ourselves from evil and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Matthew 6:13. Whenever you feel under spiritual or emotional attack, speak words of protection over yourself. Declare that you are surrounded by light and that no weapon formed against you will succeed. Third, make it a habit to cleanse your energy regularly. Just as your body needs physical cleansing, your spirit does as well. Negative energies can attach to you from your environment, toxic people, or stressful situations. Spiritual cleansing practices like smudging with sage, taking saltwater baths, or simply visualizing white light washing over you can help release these negative energies and restore your spiritual purity. Recognizing spiritual attacks. Not every challenge you face is a spiritual attack, but as someone with a strong spiritual calling, it's important to recognize the signs. Spiritual attacks often show up as intense feelings of fear, doubt, or confusion. You may feel disconnected from your purpose or from the divine, and things that usually inspire you may seem pointless. You might also notice unusual conflict in your relationships, a sense of heaviness, or recurring negative thoughts. When you recognize these signs, don't panic. Understand that this is an attempt to steer you off course. In moments like these, spiritual protection becomes even more crucial. Pray for guidance, ask for divine support, and surround yourself with protective energy. Do not succumb to fear, as fear is the enemy's most powerful weapon. Instead, stand firm in your faith and your connection to the divine. Secret 10. Keep an unbreakable connection to the divine. The final secret is the cornerstone of all the others. Keeping an unbreakable connection to the divine. Without this connection, nothing else will matter. This link is your lifeline. It's where you draw your wisdom, protection, and strength as someone chosen for a higher purpose. How to strengthen your connection to the divine. The most important thing you can do is set aside time every day to connect with the divine, whether you call it prayer, meditation, or reflection. This time is sacred. It's when you align yourself with the higher forces that guide your life. It's where you receive the insights, wisdom, and direction that help you fulfill your purpose. Many people who are chosen for a special purpose fall into the trap of being constantly busy. The pressures of work, relationships, and everyday responsibilities can easily pull you away from your spiritual practice. But let me be clear, neglecting your connection to the divine is the most dangerous thing you can do. When you lose that connection, you become vulnerable to the chaos of the world. You lose sight of your true purpose, and you weaken your spiritual protection. Even Jesus, while carrying out his mission, often withdrew to quiet places to pray. Luke 5:16. He knew that his strength came from his relationship with the Father. If Jesus needed that time to recharge, how much more do we? As someone chosen for a higher purpose, you must prioritize this connection above everything else. Developing spiritual listening. Another way to strengthen your connection to the divine is by learning to listen. We often approach prayer or meditation like a one-way conversation. We speak, ask for guidance, and then move on. But we forget to listen. The divine is always speaking to us, through our intuition, through signs, and through circumstances. But we have to be tuned in to hear it. Spiritual listening requires stillness. It means quieting the noise around you and inside you. Once you learn to listen, you'll find that many of the answers you seek are already within you. The divine speaks through your intuition, through that quiet inner voice that guides you. But you have to be willing to listen. Surrendering to the divine will to truly stay connected to the divine. Surrender is essential. But this isn't about giving up or becoming passive. It's about trusting that the divine has a plan for your life, and that plan is ultimately for your highest good. As someone chosen for a higher purpose, your journey might not always make sense to those around you, and it might even be unclear to you at times. Yet, know that every challenge, every lesson, is part of your spiritual development and mission. Surrendering means letting go of the need to control everything. It's about releasing your fears, doubts, and anxieties to the divine. When you do this, you open yourself to divine guidance and miracles. You begin to see that, even when things seem to be falling apart, everything is actually coming together for your good. This isn't about blind faith. It's about spiritual wisdom. It's the understanding that the Creator's plan is far greater than anything we could ever imagine. By surrendering to that plan, you align yourself with divine timing, wisdom, and power, the power of faith. Faith is the foundation of your connection to the divine. It's faith that keeps you going when the road ahead is unclear, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, and when everything feels overwhelming. Faith reminds you that you are never alone, that you are divinely protected, and that your mission is guided by forces greater than yourself. As someone chosen, your faith will be tested. There will be moments when you feel abandoned, when you question your purpose, and when the weight of the world feels too much to bear. But in those times, remember this: the divine never abandons those who are chosen. You are always being guided, even if you can't see the way ahead. Faith isn't about having no doubt. It's about choosing to move forward despite it. It's the inner knowing that no matter what, you are on the right path. By maintaining your faith, you keep your connection to the divine strong, and that connection will carry you through any storm. Conclusion, chosen ones. The path you're walking is sacred, but it's also filled with its fair share of challenges. Spiritual protection and a deep connection to the divine are your strongest allies. They're the foundation that empowers you to move forward with confidence, wisdom, and strength. Never forget to nurture your bond with the divine. It's the source of your strength, guidance, and protection. Stay aligned in spirit. Protect your heart, and trust that every step you take is part of a divine plan. With this knowledge, you're ready to walk your path with courage and spiritual authority. You are not alone. Greater forces are guiding you every step of the way. Trust in this truth and know that your purpose is far greater than you can imagine. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. Stay protected, stay connected, and above all, stay faithful. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, and let's continue to build a community of like-minded souls committed to spiritual growth and personal development. Stay blessed and keep shining your light. Until next time.